Viable career options in the Nigerian fashion industry, part 2. Number 1, graphic design. When I say graphic design or graphic designer, there could be two different job descriptions but with the same job role. Now this is what I mean. As a graphic designer, one description, you get to design flyers or graphics or e-notices that announces events, shows, sales, openings, things like that. And you get to design the graphic flyers, e-flyers, hardcover flyers, things like that. You understand what graphic design is, right? In printing and graphics. Now, in the other description, it means that as a graphic designer, you get to decide the graphics of a setting, the graphics of a boutique, the graphics of a retail store, the graphics of a studio, a fashion studio, So when anybody or client walks in, the first impression they get is what the fashion house wants to pass across. It's supposed to look like a luxury fashion house. Then as a graphic designer, you are to send that across. Is there a particular kind of color scheme, a particular kind of look that you wanted to have, or message the owner of the studio wanted to pass across? As a graphic designer, you are in charge of putting the colors and props that will give that look. So that is, as a graphic designer, two different descriptions, the same job role, and you get to choose which one. And I assure you, yes, it is also 100% high-paying job role in Nigeria. And as a graphic designer, you can also work for brands abroad by freelancing on top freelance apps, websites. And as a graphic designer who designs studio faces, you can also work with cameramen, photographers in their photo shoot sessions in their studios. You can work with fashion designers in their studios, and it pays well because everybody loves a good everybody loves good graphics, so they will pay well to get. 2, fashion photographer or filmmaker. Now, that is also a high-paying job, even though it's not such a widespread career. A lot of people don't base on it alone. They also do it aside shooting other pictures and films. But fashion photography and filmmaker is also a well-paying job in the fashion career industry, in the fashion industry in Nigeria right now, because a lot of fashion brands are now more interested in showcasing and talking about their pieces and what they're releasing out through the use of pictures, passing the message that they want to be sent across through the use of pictures, and making short films to advertise or talk about a new project or a new brand. And as a fashion photographer, you get to work with different brands. It's a fun job and it pays well. 3, fashion blogging or vlogging. Now, like I said before, that is different from fashion writing in magazines. Fashion blogging is as somebody who is a fashion enthusiast, you could be very interested in fashion and you do not want to be somebody who makes outfits, but you love pairing outfits, you love giving advice on how to pair outfits. You could open your own fashion blog and write about fashion, post pictures. Instagram is an app for you to do that. There are many other apps and websites for you to do that. Post pictures, you can have a large number of following, and then begin to influence. When fashion brands give you their outfits and ask you to make videos or pictures of them, and you give your ideas or your thoughts about some fashion brands and some pieces, you get to influence what people are going to wear, and that is a good career. It pays well. In fact, it pays high money. It's high money. You earn a lot with fashion blogging and vlogging now, and it's also so much fun while doing it. So yes, that is our number 3 viable career option in fashion industry in Nigeria. Number 4, modeling. Yes, modeling. Modeling is a very popular career. Everybody that is a model will know when you're modeling, right? So yes, you could be interested in modeling, and yes, please go ahead and start. It's always a rough start in the beginning. It's just like wanting to be a musician or an artist or an actress. But at the end of it all, over the course of time, you get to have your name known and you begin to work with a lot of different brands. And modeling is also a very high-paying job, and you also get to have lots of fun and wear all the clothes that normal people like us would ordinarily not wear, and you get to walk and strut and show off pieces and be confident in them. So modeling is a good job. It takes a lot to be a model. It takes a lot of discipline. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of hard work, but it's high-paying, and of course, it opens doors to a lot of opportunities. People have gone abroad through modeling. So yes, modeling, number 4. And then number 5, we have fashion marketing and PR. Now we know that we love a good PR system, that is public relations system. We love marketing. For a good business to thrive in whatever economy, you need good public relations system. You need a good marketing system. You need to market well. So fashion brands always, they do work with marketers, even though as a fashion marketer, we don't really have fashion marketers working with brands physically here in Nigeria. Many people are not really used to that, so it's not something that is very common and popular right now. They work more with fashion bloggers as influencers, But peradventure you are able to be good with what you do and you work with some brands and then you get noticed. If you're interested in marketing, if you love marketing and being a good public relations officer, you love talking to people and leading them into, fashion marketers have a way of convincing people to spend and part with money they do not want to part with. So if you're good at that and you also love fashion, you can take a course in marketing, fashion marketing, and you can work with brands home and abroad. So it's a very viable career option in the fashion career here in Nigeria and also abroad. You can even work from Nigeria for clients abroad and you're making cool cash. You're welcome. Number 6 viable career options in the fashion market industry is e-commerce manager or e-commerce managing. What does this mean? Simple as it says, e-commerce. That is commerce but online. So as an e-commerce manager, you get to be the one who manages the online sales of a fashion brand. Now, many brands, even here in Nigeria, are already going online. And while online, of course, you cannot just put your goods online or your services online and not just market it or say anything about it, right? You have to market it and let it get to the phones and to the website and to the faces of people so they can know you're doing this and offer them sweet deals that will get them in. And let's say you have a website, you would like to bring people in so they can be hooked to your website, things like that. So, for fashion brands, a lot of fashion brands are going online, having their website, and they're looking for people who can manage these websites and help them make money from this website because they're using money to keep their domains, right? So you could try your hands on that, and that is a very viable career option right now in Nigeria. You could be an e-commerce manager, help these brands make money online through their websites or through any other sites that they're offering their products or services online. Not just on Instagram. That is a different thing. There is e-commerce separately where you're making deals and then you're making sure that a lot of business is coming in from the websites and not just on maybe normal lifestyle blogs or apps. So e-commerce management or e-commerce manager is also a viable career option right now in Nigeria in the Nigeria fashion industry, and also abroad. You can work with clients abroad. Number 7. So let's assume you love fashion so much, you love clothing, you love seeing them, you love wearing them, and you love having the new pieces around you. Well, then you do not want to sew. You do not, you could also be a boutique owner. So let's say you're business savvy and you love fashion and you want to make money from fashion. You could open a boutique, and we have a lot of them here in Nigeria, people running boutiques. And running a boutique is quite not as easy as some people think it is. Just get a couple of clothes and do them. You actually need proper training for that. You need to be business savvy. You need to know how to market. You need to have a lot of structure and things in place for you to be able to run a boutique properly. So yes, boutique management or running a boutique is also a career option. Don't think it's nothing. It's a business. That is entrepreneurship. So let's say you love clothes and you're business savvy. Go right ahead, open your boutique and begin to put in place a structure that you'll be able to use to run that boutique and bring in money. So yes, number 7, you can be a boutique owner and be in the fashion industry. That's a wonderful career option. Number 8 career option in Nigeria, costume designing. And in fact, costume design is a very, very valuable career option. Costume design is just what it sounds like. You're designing costumes for different purposes. You can how to do a costumes for what occasion or what time. Like when we look at carnival costumes. Carnival costumes are bringing in a lot of money right now. A lot of people, not many people are into carnival costumes right now, and they are very expensive to make, and they also bring in a lot of money. So you can look into costume design. Here in Nigeria, it's a very valuable career option because we have a lot of carnivals that are going on, and boy, you can make a lot of money if you put your mind to it and you're making good costumes. You can make a lot of money. And say you're also into making regalias for academics. That's a lot of money. So it's you pay academics pay a lot to get their academicians pay a lot to get their costumes, so it's also worth it. And then we have costumes for maybe theater purposes. They get people who make costumes get paid a lot, so you can go into costume design. And if you're interested in that, you can also make more research about it and get to know more about what it would take for you to be a costume designer. So we're going to moving on to number 9, and number 9 is makeup artist or hairstylist. And yes, it's a career in fashion. We have makeup artists and hairstylists around, but do we really have makeup artists and hairstylists that understand what it means to blend the makeup and the hair with the fashion look? When you look at the Western world during their fashion showcases, you see that when they're showcasing their outfits, the hair and the makeup has a certain look that they use to propagate the message that the outfit is trying to pass, or the kind of look or feeling they want the people who are watching the show to have. So do we really have a lot of that here in Nigeria? We have a lot of makeup artists that are very good, hairstylists that are very good in their job, but we do not have a lot of them who know how to work with fashion designers to be able to bring out the best look in a model. So sometimes you will see some fashion shows in Africa and you're like, wow, okay, that makeup artist really did well, and the hair is wow, on point. It's giving fashion show. Fashion show is different from you just wear your makeup just because you want to look beautiful with an outfit. Fashion shows are supposed to send a message. They're supposed to be very creative and show and out of the box. So we need a lot of more makeup artists and hairstylists that can do that. So if you're interested in makeup and you're interested in hairstyling, if you love things like that, and you're also a fashion savvy person, you're a fashion enthusiast, and you're always like, I could do it better for fashion shows, sometimes you see some fashion shows and you're like, okay, that makeup should not find it's placed anywhere around this kind of outfit or this kind of, it could be something, it should be lesser, it should be more, it should be a totally different look. If you're somebody who thinks like that, you can go into that, and I assure you, making a lot of money, because fashion brands will see what you're doing and they will appreciate it. And in fact, a lot of brands, not only here in Nigeria and in the whole of Africa, would love to have your services. So yes, makeup artistry, hairstyling, I think it's a very viable career option in Nigeria and in Africa at all. So yes, you can put your hands on that. Number 10, copywriting. We already know what copywriting is, or social media manager. I'll put that two together. We already know what copywriting and writing copies that will draw people's attention or bring them to a place you want them to, maybe your website or a page or whatever, and also the social media assistant. So you could study copywriting. There are many courses online now that teach copywriting. You could take a course on that, and maybe you already know one or two things about fashion, because you need to have an idea about what you're writing copies for before you start writing copies for them. So as a copywriter, you can work with brands, offer them your services. And the good thing is, the sweet thing is, you do not need to work with Nigerian brands alone. In case you don't get a lot of Nigerian brands that are willing to work with you, can work with brands and around Africa as a whole, and you can also freelance on top freelancing websites, and you can offer your copywriting services to people in other parts of the world. It's a good, fashion brands will really want to work with you. They look for copywriters everywhere. When you go on this freelancing and copywriting apps, you'll see them, copywriters needed for so, and you find a lot of them, like fashion brands are really looking for copywriters, and also social media managers. You get to manage a brand's social media's look, you get to manage how the pictures appear, you get to manage the writing of the captions, you get to manage how, on the whole, a brand's social media look should be. If they have a message they're passing across, if they have a look, if they have an entire theme or something around that brand, you are in charge of making sure that the social media look, the social media page is passing that message across and it's looking like how they want it to be. And it's a very high paying job, I must tell you. A lot of brands are employing social media managers right now in Nigeria, and if at all, and you can state your price, and they pay well. So it's something that comes once in a while. So even as a social media manager, you can also be a copywriter and handle both the caption writing and write copies for websites, fashion brands, fashion apps, and you can also work with brands abroad. So yes, it's a very, very viable career option. You will never regret going into that career for yourself, and you can also encourage any other person who is interested in it to go into it. So number 11, we have event managers. Now, you're thinking, how does event manager have to do with fashion? But in the fashion world, we have events, we have fashion shows, we have openings, we have galas, we have fashion designers coming together for one thing or the other. So we have people that manage these events, we have agencies that put these events together, we have fashion award shows, things like that. So yes, you can go into, if you're somebody who loves planning parties, maybe you have an interest in planning parties and you're also fashion savvy, you can have that as a side business. So this is not just for people who want to go into fashion. In fact, I'm giving you, even those who are not into fashion right now, and I get a lot of brands that we don't have a lot of them right now, especially here in Ibadan or in Nigeria. We don't have a lot of brands like that. You go into event management, handling fashion shows, runway shows for brands, bringing them together and helping them. You can handle fashion fairs, yes, fashion fairs for brands. You can bring them together and invite people that will help them, people that will buy from them. You can handle sponsorship shows for brands, things like that. Just handle fashion events in general. So if you're interested in event planning, or you are an event planner and you think you can do something like that, well, yes, that is a very viable career option. It's going to require a lot of hard work, mental work, stress, but all in all, it pays well, because event planning, we all know that pays well in Nigeria. So yes, that is a viable career option in fashion industry in Nigeria right now. And last but not the least, teaching or lecturing. You can be a teacher or lecturer in schools in Nigeria and around the world, because you can also teach online right now, especially as COVID-19 hits and everybody is doing things more online. There are a lot of brands, there are a lot of apps that are teaching art and fashion online, and they don't do it with they don't just do it with computer. Computer can't teach or talk. And actually, computer teacher but it is the humans that input into the computer and the computer outputs, right? So most of your online classes, you're viewing your teacher face to face. So the teacher makes a record and send it to the class, or the teacher makes the writing and the text and then sends it online. So still, it's a person that's doing it. And if you're not doing it online, you can teach in schools. We have schools here in Nigeria, vocation schools, polytechnics, universities that offer fashion and fashion-related courses here in Nigeria. So, you could teach or lecture. And yes, we know that teaching is not really what a lot of people would like to do. But for the 1% that love teaching and lecturing and think that it can make an impact with the way they teach and what they teach, you're interested in fashion, you've studied fashion, or you know what's in fashion, and you have a passion for teaching people and sharing knowledge, please go ahead. And you don't only need to teach in the classroom or teach online with apps. You can open your own YouTube video and teach people, teach on pattern drafting, teach illustration. You can teach a whole lot of subjects on fashion, and you will be making your money. In fact, teaching here on YouTube is very, very, it pays a lot, it pays well, because you're going to be after a long time, in the long run, you're going to be getting dividends of your how would I put it, the rewards of your labor, right? And you can also teach on other apps. There's Facebook, you can teach there. You can teach, teaching and lecturing is just right. You can teach and lecture people anywhere, anytime, anyhow. As far as you're imparting valuable knowledge, you're imparting knowledge and skills and information that people want to hear, people want to have. Of course, you would make your money, and it will be a very good career. You would enjoy it. And so we've come to the end of the video, viable career options in Nigeria, part 2, the end. And please do not forget to like this video. I'll be really grateful if you like. Don't forget to share with your friends and with those who you think need this video. Also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. I'll be really grateful if you do that. That is your way of telling me that you appreciate what I'm doing and that you're looking forward to some more videos. And do not forget to put on your post notifications after subscribing, so that you will always know when I post new videos and you can watch. And do not forget to like and comment. You can give me your suggestions. You can let me know what you want to hear about next. And for our next videos, we're going to be talking on our body shaming series next. Like you already know, we talk about body shaming here also. Apart from teaching fashion and fashion related things here, we talk about body shaming because it's something that I have been through, and it's something that I know a lot of people have been through. And right now people are beginning to talk about it more, but not as much as it should be, because it is still prevalent in Africa, and a lot of people are like, hey, they don't know that. They think it's nothing, they think it doesn't really affect, but it does affect. So yes, we talk about it on the space, which I share my experiences, I talk on topics on body shaming, and I would also want you to join me as I talk and I share, and also leave your comments and let me know. So our next video is going to be on body shaming, and that is why I'm asking you to subscribe so you can know when my next video drops. And after subscribing, do not forget to hit on the post notification button so you can know when I drop a video. Until then, my name is Vivienne, and this is Talk with You. Thank you very much for staying with me to this time. Have a great week.